But when you get right down to it, I think that the main thing driving this phenomenon is not pushback against Biden. It's pushback against censorship. That's what's driving the let's go, Brandon. It is a pushback against censorship. In a world now where any comments that are derogatory to Democratic politicians are pulled off of Facebook, anything critical of any of the Democratic policies are taken down from YouTube. Once you came up with the let's go, Brandon, there's a kind of a glee involved from people who have been watching as their opinions have been annihilated over the course of the last several years in order to advance this agenda. There's a real kind of a mischievous sort of a bliss in being able to say words to the effect of, what? I just said, let's go, Brendan. Where's the problem here? Because ultimately, we are now as a society going through what the Soviets went through, and I have no doubt the Chinese and the Cubans, I know for sure the Cubans, and a bunch of other repressed societies are going through. In face of open censorship, suppression, and intimidation, we're finding code words in order to speak our mind. I'm not proud that this is happening here, but I understand the dynamic now. Okay, so Joe Biden's just a tremendous guy. Couldn't possibly have anything bad to say about a man like that. Let's go, Brandon. And I believe that kind of shared cultural experience, not only being in the same place as everybody else in the country, but being in the same place at the same time, is something that really helps hold the country together. Certainly mythology of any kind does that for a society. And this one I'm not blaming on evil forces. It's just the nature of the internet and streaming video. We no longer watch the same stories, and we especially no longer watch them at the same time. That mortar, that cement that holds the individual bricks of individual people together is eroding or practically gone. Now we find ourselves in a position where we don't trust each other. We don't trust anything. We don't have any shared experiences. We have no common knowledge, no common background. We binge watch episodes. We don't get to talk about what might happen next time at the water cooler. We're all alone, each one of us in our own little capsules, each of us a little brick in a pile of bricks, an enormous pile of 330 million bricks, every one of them an individual, and none of them connected by the mortar of the pop culture that once held this country together and formed this wonderful, incredibly powerful brick structure. You can smell the elitism in the air. You can smell the superiority, the unearned moral superiority. Heard a term on the internet last night that I liked very much. These intellectuals that are doing this reviewing, these midwits who are in a constant effort to show everybody how smart they are, simply dismiss this analysis, and one of them says, so America is declining and changing. A nod of assent. Okay, it's all beneath them, you see. It's all way beneath them. This idea the intellectuals have of you have to complicate everything in order to show everybody how smart you are is insane. Because the more complex something is, the more prone to errors it becomes. There's just more things to break and go wrong. And now you understand the language. Now you understand all of the reasoning, all of the psychological gymnastics you have to go through for transgendered males competing in women's sports and for the ability to call for socialism and still keep my iPhone, all of this stuff, all of it. It's all theory. And it's circle jerk theory because it's not theory designed to get to the truth. It's theory designed to improve your intellectual status to other people, but most importantly for these elitist midwits, the one thing they have to do is prove their intellectual superiority and their virtue as well to themselves.